Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. I want to thank again the newest sponsor to the channel, Big Daddy Unlimited. I'm going to tell you more about them after I tell you the news here, because this could be big. Today is going to be a little bit of an investigative type video that is definitely Second Amendment related, and we're talking about Kimberly Gardner, the circuit attorney in the city of St. Louis, who is obviously going after the McCloskey family because she is following her orders. If you're not familiar with the McCloskey case, some people just aren't up to news that are happening in different parts of the country. I'll have a playlist right there, and you can follow along. This case is rapidly evolving, and thus a couple videos have gone out about new things happening in the case. And today is a little different because I went over in my last video, I detailed how George Soros gave Kimberly Gardner $116,000 to help her win her primary election this past Tuesday, which she did handily. I got the numbers here right now. She won 60.7% of the vote compared to her opponent, who had 39.2% of the vote. And that, in politically speaking, that's a butt whooping. Now, what's left for Gardner to be reelected in November's election? November 3rd is this year's election. She goes on to challenge the Republican Daniel Zadrowski. I apologize if I'm destroying the name. Probably am, but that's her next hurdle. And there should be a lot of attention to crooked politicians because they're everywhere. So let's talk a little bit about Ms. Gardner, who is obviously pressing charges against the family who defended themselves as the Constitution allows, as our unalienable rights allow, as the Missouri Constitution allow, and as their Castle Doctrine allows. And she's doing it obviously for political expediency because she campaigned on that case. So there's more information that has come out in the last couple days, and I haven't gotten to it just because there's a lot going on here. But Kimberly Gardner, who, if you don't live in Missouri, you might not know this, she was a big part of a lawsuit against the then Governor Greitens, who won in 2016. And there was a lawsuit involved where allegedly Mr. Greitens had taken a picture of his mistress, who was, I believe, the allegation was she was blindfolded and bound. Greitens denies the picture was ever taken. The prosecution filed an invasion of privacy lawsuit for a picture. Yeah, you see that all the time, right? And then the prosecution could never find or produce this picture that their case was based off of, and that case was dismissed. I'm sorry. So a lot has evolved from that. A reporter in Washington, D.C., I have his name written down because there's a lot of information here. His name's John Solomon. He runs a website called Just the News. Don't know anything about him or the site. He was asking, what is really going on here behind the scenes, because it was obvious that she was getting a lot of backing from these political influencers, to include George Soros. He gave her $200,000 during her 2016 election, and we already know he's in for $116K just for her primary. So a lawsuit was filed, and the attorney who filed on the reporter's behalf, I believe, is David Rowland, who's a Missouri attorney, and he filed the case. And what he said was that it was obvious that, again, his words, it was obvious that the circuit attorney and her office were doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And some of the things that have come out in this lawsuit was that some people had taken, they were alleging bribery money, but until the case is settled, you don't know that. But the fact is, somebody accepted six figures, over $100,000, and then after that money was transferred, that person, and it was cash, and then that person released some secret recordings. It's ugly. It's one of those, hey, give me some political dirt type things. So this lawsuit was filed under the Sunshine Act. And Gardner's office agreed to give them the information they were seeking under the Sunshine Law, but later refused to give the information. Now, a lawsuit was filed, like I said, and Gardner's office didn't produce the information. But this brought us back to court because they refused to give any information that this attorney was seeking. And I'll read it to you and I'll put it here on the screen. This actual case was decided, or this judgment, a default judgment. It's pretty easy. It says the court conducted a remote hearing on plaintiff's motion for judgment on the pleadings. Now the plaintiff is John Solomon. That's the reporter with the website in DC. The defendant, that's obviously it says there, is Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner and et al. They appeared by counsel Lapola Blumenthal. Now the defendant made an oral request for leave to file an answer out of time. And what that means is that Kim Gardner's office is saying, we need more time. We can't get this information. We just need more time. Kicking the can down the line. It continues, in light of the defendant's reckless, dilatory, and intentional refusal to timely file a responsive pleading, even after the court previously granted the defendant an additional 30 days within which to do so, that request is denied. So the judge is spanking them, saying, you keep asking for time, I've given you time, and I've given you an extension, you're done. The plaintiff then withdrew his motion for judgment on the pleadings and made an oral motion for the court to reconsider his motion for default judgment. Upon consideration of the plaintiff's motion for default judgment, that motion is granted. Default judgment is entered in favor of the plaintiff and against the defendant. Plaintiff shall prepare a draft judgment and provide it to the court forthwith. And it is so ordered, Honorable Judge Christopher McGraw. That's big because that means Kim Gardner's office has to produce this information. And where she is a public employee, she's not legally allowed to delete stuff. I mean, unless, you're a Clinton. But she can't delete that stuff. And if she did, she's going to get jammed up for that too. So we shall be seeing what's trickling out of her office. Now, yes, this is related to the Greetings case. But if you think that she was going to be dirty in 2016 and not dirty here, and we can see this clear as day, what she's doing. I mean, even the president's office has chimed in, the governor, the AG of Missouri, U.S. senators calling for an internal investigation and a civil rights violation investigation. It's obvious what she's doing, but now a judge has agreed, says, you know what? Yes, let's see what George Soros and those people just like him are saying to you and why they're giving you this money. So this could be like big information, and if she's doing it, that all those attorneys across the country, the DAs and the circuit attorneys that are so anti-gun, they're going to be influenced the same way. You just know it because it's a swamp. Really, really big information coming down the pike here soon. I fully anticipate that. So let's talk about Big Daddy Unlimited. Again, I want to thank them for joining the channel as a new sponsor. And there were some questions that I got yesterday about, why do I have to pay to join, or why can't I see the prices? And I'll explain that to you because I think it's only right for me to explain everything to you so that you're not caught off guard when you try to do something. So in retail, there are things called MAP, or the minimum advertised price. And as somebody who's selling a product, you cannot advertise a price below what, say, Glock or SIG or whatever, Levi's, whatever they have decided is their minimum advertising price. You can't advertise under that unless you have something like a membership program where people are behind a quote-unquote paywall, which is why Big Daddy Unlimited offers you your first month at 99 cents. After that month, if you see it's valuable, it goes up to under $10 a month, but you get access to all of the pricing, their distributor pricing. If you look around, you'll see that they have some of the some firearms in stock. They also have ammo, and the good thing that I was in talking with them is if you see an item that you want, say you want a pink Glock 43X. Yes, they have one. So say you want one of those. You call them and say, look, I'm looking for this item. It's out of stock. Could you let me know when it comes in? And they actually will notify you when it comes in. There's not a lot of companies out there that'll do that. They just want you to keep checking. So you can cancel at any time. It's not something you get hooked in on unless you pay for the year in advance. And it'll help the channel out a little bit if you utilize my code. And I can't put the code in writing in YouTube because it'll violate their terms. But it's BigDaddyUnlimited.com and /guns and-gadgets. And there you go. So I want to thank them for joining the channel. I've also been poking around the website, looking at some things on there that I like. And they actually, some things are still in stock. So I think you'll find a great value there. Again, BigDaddyUnlimited.com guns and gadgets. And that'll get you some serious discounts and pricing on Big Daddy Unlimited. So I want to thank you all for your support. Until we see each other again, please be safe. Please stay vigilant. Please carry a weapon. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all. Have a great day. Take care.